What methods do you employ to keep yourself from regressing back into old habits or even losing ground on good habits, mentally or physically?
We all fall back into old habits. It's a habit.
Yeah.
Just because you don't do it anymore doesn't mean that habit doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
You still have a part of you that wants to do this old thing. And the reason you developed a bad habit is because a part of you loved it. Mm-hmm. You loved not making your bed in the morning. That's just a small habit, but still, there's something like that. Or working out even. In all reality, working out is great, but it also sucks hurting all the time. You're always sore. You're tired sometimes, especially if you've been really getting after it and stuff like that. The reason that we established these bad habits in the first place is because we enjoyed them. And a part of you still wants to do it. But you've realized that they're bad and you wanted to eliminate them. That doesn't mean that they're gone forever. You just need to have enough self-awareness. Be like, oh, fuck, I'm falling back into bad habits. I need to stop this before it just really continues to take a hold of me.
Yeah, I think too, because you also say like mentally and physically here, or the person asking the question says that. I think we always talk about a lot about like goal setting. And I know that sometimes habits aren't necessarily like, well, I don't have a goal to make up my bed 30 times a month. So, that's like that. I don't have a habit to work towards. But if you think about it, like having like goals in your life to where, like, whether it's a physical goal or just a plan of attack, like what are you working towards in your life? Like right there, if you were to making sure that you continue to write those things down every day so that everything you're doing is pointing towards that, that's going to help you like develop those habits and to continue to build on those habits. Because when you start losing ground on them and you say, well, I still want to do this by January 30th. Like if I'm building a business, I want to have my goal is to have my business registered by January 30th. And I have all this stuff I have to do. Well, that means that everything you're doing is going to cause you to continue to build good habits that all point to that. You know what I mean?
It's motivation. It's motivation to do the right thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good point. Make sure that you have solid goals. Make sure that you're writing them down every day. Write them down twice a day.
Yeah.
Once in the morning when you wake up. That way it's kind of it guides the ship throughout the day. And then at night, do it. That way it's the last thing that you think about. And then your subconscious can kind of do what it does while you're sleeping. And it creates a path for you. Then you wake up and you do it all over again. And that way it's always top of mind. And when it's always top of mind, that's the stuff that you're working towards. And whenever you have bad habits and you identify those bad habits, like, shit, I'm starting to do this again. Maybe I'm sleeping in.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to be waking up earlier. That way I can be working on this new business endeavor. Or maybe I need to be waking up earlier because that's the only time I can go to the gym. Mm-hmm. Well, I've gotten into the bad habit of sleeping in. Instead of waking up early, I'm sleeping in. Well, that bad habit is interfering with you reaching this big goal. So once you identify that, though, it's a lot easier to redirect.
I would also say examine yourself, through your days. So like, I love it and hate it at the same time. My phone, like every week, will be like, your screen time was up 17% this week. And I'm like, crap, that's terrible. You know what I mean?
That's your job, though, as well.
It's my job. But then I can go in there and say, well, you spent X amount of hours on TikTok or whatever. It's like,
I could have just posted a check message and got off.
10 minutes working on TikTok today, but, or this week. But, I think if you examine, like, look back through what you've done today, you know what I mean? I don't believe in this like grind 24/7, like, cause I think that's great. I think, having ideas and wanting to work towards something is always good. And I feel like if you're motivated and that's where you want to be, you're going to naturally want to do that. But I think you have to like step back and take care of yourself, hang out with a friend, go get some dinner every once in a while and stuff like that. But I think if you really sit back and examine yourself and see, I did X, Y, and Z today. And, out of the 10 things I did today, 7 of them literally did nothing for me. You know what I mean?
So that's when you need to start
That's when
taking those things out of your life
exactly
one at a time. And you can't eliminate multiple habits at once.
Yeah.
You can kind of stack them. So, you can stack eliminating habits if they're similar. Okay, I can go ahead and not do this one thing, and that's going to stop me from doing these 2 other things. But if you have just one big habit that you just need to break, just focus on breaking that. And then it's going to take a little while. Like, it's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
Now, if you've already done it before, it is easier. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you're going to have to really put effort into it, and you can't expect overnight miracles. Once again, like, a part of you really wants to continue doing this. Drinking is another example of this. People will fall in and out of drinking. Why do we drink? Because it's fun. We enjoy drinking. Like that's just, it's something, it makes us feel good. It doesn't mean that it's good for us though. Right. And it goes back to having self-awareness. When you have self-awareness, okay, this is stopping me from reaching my goals. I should not be doing this. It's having that bigger picture in mind. When you don't have a bigger picture of where you want to be heading, you go off course.
Yeah.
And one habit turns into 20 habits. And then you just, some people just end up giving up in general.
Yeah.
Say, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
And that's a dangerous spot to fall into.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
How would you recap that? I feel like we just...
Out of all three of them?
No, just that last question.
Oh, just that last. I was like, I mean, it says so it sounds like this person is also saying like, this person's not regressing. So just keep doing what you're doing. I would say just take initiative. You know what I mean?
And having self-awareness, doing a daily check-in with yourself.
Examine yourself, have self-awareness, and make sure that you're working towards something.
So something that I do every day is I write down my victories. And if I don't reach, say if it's my top 5, if it's my plan of attack for today and I don't knock out that top 5 and I can't write that in my victories, okay, well, why didn't I get this done?
Yeah.
It's doing that at the end of the day, reevaluating your day and be like, okay, what went right? What went wrong? How can I do better the next day? And when you kind of take 5 to 10 minutes to do that, it's going to bring a lot of clarity about what you need to do moving forward.
And I think that's kind of like what we're talking about is like writing those things down, because then when you write them down, you see them. You know what I mean?
Well, it's visual.
It's visual. It's one thing to have in your head, I need to do these top 5 things today. And then I can look back at the day. Well, did I do those things? Oh, there was 2 more I can't think of. You know what I mean? But when you're writing those down and you see your failures and your victories, or however you want to do it, like you're like, crap, you know, I could have done more today. I could have, and it's not working yourself to the bone. It's just like, there was 5 things I want to get done today and I didn't because of this.
You also have to make sure that you're not beating yourself up about it.
No,
you just need to acknowledge that you fucked up and then you do better the next day.
Yeah.
When you sit there and you dwell on it, oh, I'm a piece of shit. I didn't do this. That is a complete waste of time.
I'm sure they are. I was like, I hope people don't feel that way.
Oh, I know people that do it.
Because there's a lot of times
I used to be that type of person.
Yeah.
If I didn't do one thing right that day, I would beat myself up about it for 2 weeks. And guess what? That's wasted energy. That's energy that I could have been putting towards my goals, but instead I was worrying about shit that's already in the past. And if it's in the past, it's done. Just do better.
Yeah.
Realize that you can do better. Realize what you need to do, and then just do that.
Yeah.
But taking that 5 to 10 minutes at the end of the day, and kind of reflecting on how the day went, what you could have done better, what you did do that was great. Make some mental notes. Write it down if you need to. Write it down for the next day.
I was going to say, that's what I was going to say, is go and plan out the next day. So when you wake up in the morning, it's not what do I need to get done today. It's I already know what I need to get done today because I wrote it down yesterday.
Well, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Writing down the day, writing down what you're going to do, writing down your plan of attack the night before.
Yeah.
And that way, when you wake up, you're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. That's how you don't lose motivation.
That's how you do it.